Perfect. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Glad you're all here. I'm going to get the meeting officially started. It's 10:03. Apologize for the delay. I have some affiliates here that are going to go ahead and sign on their phone. And now I would like to go ahead and begin with Sandy at the beach.
Yeah, Sandy wishes she was at the beach. Sandy cruise ship coming up soon. Good morning, everyone. Sandy with First American Home Warranty. Look, we're in the midst of another hot time. So there are delays on the phone. If your clients are having problems getting claims placed or a delay in service, just have them call me directly. I can get things back on track, get claims moving in the right direction. It's not a perfect world, and we're all still trying to do the best we can. A little patience goes a long way, but I'm here to help in any way that I can to help your clients stay as cool as possible in this the end of summer. So have a great week, and know that we're here to help you in any way that we can.
Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. Next in line here, I have Scott. Scott, you're up.
Hey, everybody. Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage Advisors. And a lot of people are shying away from buying right now because rates are up. But, you know, when you're trying to talk to your clients that are trying to buy right now and they're trying to shy away, you know, talk to them about if the monthly payment goes up by $300, but let's just just say it's a $500,000 house. And now, you know, because the rates are higher, maybe the price is not going to go, you know, $100,000 over asking, and later on they can refinance. And you know, if houses keep going up, say they're going up by 3%, that means they're going up $15,000 a year, and they're paying maybe $3,600 a year more in interest, right? So a smart business person is going to say, you know what, I paid $3,600 extra, but I make $15,000 more. You know what I mean? So having higher rates is not the end of the world. And plus, we think rates are going to come back down. They can refinance back out of it. If you want me to help you with that conversation with your client, have them call me. I'd love to help you with the pre-approvals. Scott Shimamoto, Journey Mortgage. Your deal is no joke to me.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. No deal is a joke. Thank you. Next here, I have Angie. Angie, you're up.
Trying to. Sorry. There we go. Hi guys, Angie Tang, First American Title. Hope you can hear me now. Wanted to talk about farming again. If you don't know your competition in the area that you're lead genning in, it might be a vital component in strategizing what to do for your marketing. Because if you don't know what your competition is doing in the particular area that you're farming in, how do you know you're aggressively targeting it the correct way? So I'm here to help you provide that type of information. If you're already working with a farm, all we have to do is put it, jot in that farm into one of the systems that we have. It pulls all the different algorithms, and it'll tell us what your biggest competition in that area is. And if there isn't a huge competition in the area, it'll also give you some light as to how to become that that top producer in that territory. So I'm here to help you grow your business and guide you. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Next in line here, I see John. John, you're up.
Thank you, Sylvia, Kelvin. Appreciate it. Thank you for allowing us to be at this meeting any way we can. I'm off site right now, outside. Sorry for the noise. I'm John Wax with SNAP NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosure Reports. My biggest tip to you is tap your sphere of influence. Reach out to them, offer them assistance, offer them consultations. They may not be ready to do anything about it, but they may need assistance, and you may have that person that links them up with that provider, and boom, they're going to remember you to do business with. Another way to help you do business is when you're going on a listing appointment, order your SNAP NHD report. At that time, you only pay if it closes or at time of listing, because you can answer questions that they may have. And if you see like a solar panel or home energy efficiency on the house, you can ask them questions to find out if it's leased or is it purchased, and if it's leased, has it been paid off? And if the home energy loan is on the property and it's been recorded, it'll be in the NHD report. You'll have that information to help you do that. And remember, We tell you in 5 places if the property is or is not in a fire zone that may require the use of the form, and the form, boom, is in the reports and also with the decision tree. I'm here to help you. If you want your NHDs in a snap and write on, please call John. Have a wonderful day. Stay hydrated. It's still very warm out there. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good advice. Appreciate that. We could never, ever drink enough water. Next, I have here Nicole. Nicole, you're up. Thanks for signing on your own. Appreciate that.
Good morning. Thank you, Calvin and Sylvia, for allowing us to join you every other week. It's a pleasure. Yes, it is hot. And as everybody has said, stay hydrated. And in this shifting market, we are here to help you, to guide you, to help you get back to the basics. As Angie said, farming. We have the tools and resources. If you're looking for ideas, don't know what to do, reach out to us, and we're here to help you. Make it a fantastic day. Nicole, Fidelity National Title. Take care. Bye.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. I see here next, Rick Sanchez, you're up.
Hey everyone, good morning. Calvin, Sylvia, thanks again for having us. So Rick Sanchez, mortgage loan officer, guaranteed rate. What my team and I specialize in is working with business owners, real estate investors, and foreign nationals. These are the type of buyers that struggle or have the most unpleasant process during a mortgage loan. And that's what we specialize in. Tomorrow, we're going to be hosting a lunch and learn for you guys. In your office. So please, speakers. One of them is a financial advisor who also specializes in tax. And he is going to be sharing with you guys good strategies on how to retain your commissions, but also other strategies on how it can help you with your buyers and your potential listings, your sellers. And then I also have another speaker for you guys, kind of thinking outside the box on how you can help get more listings, which is a professional organizer. Give you tips and tricks on what sellers should consider when thinking about moving, but also what buyers should consider when they're moving into the house. So thinking outside the box, maybe that can be a good marketing technique for you guys. So love to see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Rick. Appreciate that. Let me see here. Next, I have Martin Mesa. Martin, you're up. Can you hear me, Martin?
Yeah,
You're-
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Martin Mesa with Rate One Financial. Hope you guys are doing well. Mortgage banker and broker in Sierra Madre. Today I'm highlighting a first-time homebuyer down payment assistance program called Growing Daisy from one of our investors. The cool thing about it is it works in conjunction with a regular FHA, VA, or conventional first mortgage that typically requires, 3% down, let's say for conventional. This down payment assistance will give you the money for the 3% down payment. It's actually for 2% of the 3% of the down payment. It's a silent second with no payment due, and it's completely forgiven after 3 years. The borrower doesn't have to put 1% down of their own money. It can be a gift. And the beauty of the program is there is no monthly mortgage insurance. There's no mortgage insurance at all, unlike FHA and most regular programs that have low down payment. So no monthly mortgage insurance. And it works on all condos, unlike FHA and VA, which are only FHA and VA condo projects. So this works on every condo, hardly any money down. Growing Daisy, if you have any questions, give me a call. Martin Mesa, Rate One Financial.
Thank you, Martin. Appreciate that. And I'm
Sure.
skimming through here, see if there's anyone else, any other affiliates. Is there any other affiliates here that haven't spoken that I have missed? Doesn't look like it. Before I hand it over to Calvin, I wanted to kind of echo on what Rick was saying about thinking out of the box. As realtors, we always have to think out of the box, and we have to pivot. Pivot is a new sizzle word. Those of you that play sports, you know that pivoting is just something we constantly have to do. And on that note, I have a quote I like to share with you. Be focused on watering your own grass. You don't have time to check on somebody else's and it's greener. And with that said, as more of a metaphor, I mean, we can't drink enough water. And please stay hydrated. Here today, gone tomorrow. And, you know, it's just, we have to be mindful of each other. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate all of you. I'm happy to be here. It's so unreal to have to be wearing these things again, but needs to be done. And on that note, I also want to say that before I hand it over to Kelvin, you're not gone yet, but we're going to miss you. I know you're going to go and you're going to wear your hula skirt again, and you're going to wear the lace on you again, but we're going to be so jealous of you. And with that note, I hand it over to you, Kelvin.
Well, thank you for the introduction, and good morning, everybody. Great to see you all. But yes, I will be at to next week. Finally, my long planned. Looking forward to a vacation in Kauai, right here at the Nepali coast, and you know, that was very funny. You guys were talking about, you know, definitely hydrating. It has been a heat wave for the past several weeks. It's been hot in California, and some parts of the country have been getting a tremendous amount of rain. You know, several weeks ago, Las Vegas was pouring and flooding. Yet here in our desert of Los Angeles, it's been dry. So, you know, just making sure, you know, it reminded me of a quote. You guys were talking about adaptability, and there's different ways to phrase things. Another way you can talk about being, you know, being able to really just understand how Sylvia says is adapting to your environment. I mean, Bruce Lee, that brings to me about be like water. And he's always been about a quote for today is empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. And he's always been one. He's a fighter. He's always looking to, you know, and really in his movies and who he was as a person, Bruce Lee, and like us as realtors, we need to be able to adapt to our environment. We can sell real estate in a good market, in a bad market, in a crash, in a recession, or in a bubble when it's really, you know, starting to formulate like we had in 2020, 2021. Be able to really adapt to your clients' needs, because our situations also change. Our family situations change. Our environment, our jobs have been changing a lot. There's been quite a bit of turnover in a lot of different industries. So the better and greater we are to be able to, you know, ultimately just adapt to our environments, you know, that's going to help you to succeed. So that'll bring me to our slides, and I have a cute little, hopefully you guys can see my slides starting right now. And this quote, and thank you for all our affiliates. You guys are all here and on prompt, and I love your work ethic, because that's something that's consistent amongst the successful agents out there and a lot of the professionals is your consistency, it's your drive. It's being able to be, you know, connecting to your clients. And so we appreciate all you guys over here joining us. And another adversity type of quote, because, you know, there are a lot of people in adversity today, whether it's homeless, whether it's people who are just struggling and they lost their job. There's a lot of companies downsizing, even in the tech and retail areas. So there is adversity and challenges in the road ahead of us. And this beautiful little girl here, Ellie, who visits our office a lot. This is a little quote from jail, and her, to the victim, adversity is bad. To a leader, to a warrior, hard times are life's richest times of growth, opportunity, and possibility. Use these opportunities and times of toughness in order for you to fly. And so really what you take from this and I truly believe in this, it's always how you look at the glass half full or half empty. And people are always suffering or something bad happens that's out of your control. We can't control time. We can't control, there are forces, there's gravity. There's so many things in this world that are greater and beyond us. So you can't control everything. You know, like I said, you saw me last couple of weeks ago, I was very unfortunate to hear my friend passed away due to a heart attack. And you guys have people that you lose as well. And your friends and family are going through challenges. And there's so many things that we can look at a certain situation or a moment in time and say that we got the short end of the stick. But at the end of the day, you got to seize these opportunities and moments to learn from it, to improve yourself, to grow. Use these opportunities of struggle or whatnot to help those around you in your community. So that's today's quote for the day. Sylvia, you've been going through a lot of adversity yourself. You've been sick. You've been working hard. You've been going through ups and downs, yet you've been pulling through. So I appreciate you being here for today's meeting and toughing it out and being and still doing your duties, doing what's important, being responsible and what you call accountable to yourself, to your family, to your clients.
Thank you.
So,
Kelvin.
continuing on our tracks of, we've been continuing to be consistent, and thank you for being here. Today's sales meeting is going on. We're finding a replacement for my keys to success next week. I will be out of town, everybody, from August 20 to 27th in the beautiful island of Kauai. Very, very great area, serene, and one of the more natural islands of Hawaii. So I'm looking forward to that. And I really appreciate Rick Sanchez. I hope I can get all of your attention and attendance. We're really trying that at least once a month, a live event at the office. And Rick Sanchez is definitely pulled through for us at the company. He is bringing 3 great speakers to really speak with himself about not only is about lending options, but we got an accountant coming to talk about tax strategies, marketing, and really just your self-awareness. So what you should know about your 1099 commissions. That's so important because your 1099 miscellaneous income has a variety of deductions that we should be and taking advantage of our business and industry of what kind of deductions and that are proper, tracking those deductions. And we should know certain aspects about the transaction. When you buy or sell a home, there's tax implications. Of course, if you have gains, Uncle Sam wants to take their cut. But there are ways and things that you can plan ahead to show with evidence that your gains are minimal, that you've had cost of selling, that you've had to improve your property. Sometimes your improvements, you can either what you call the difference between depreciating your asset or taking it all and capitalizing it at the end, capital improvements. And so if you don't understand, these answers and how it's beneficial, or in your situation, or whether to take it in 1 year or to deduct it all at the end, maybe you should come and attend so that way you can advise your clients better. Isn't that great to be able, not necessarily advise on CPA or accountant tax liability? I always tell you, don't, and always have an added disclaimer, I'm not a tax advisor, but I do know this is something you should look into. Here's an article I want to share with you that the married couple has a $500,000 tap capital gains exclusion. That benefit is still here. This is something that's been really great for us in California and I mean in all real estate, but in California, we had great opportunities to actually achieve a full 500,000 capital gains. You have many 46 states. They're probably their median sales price is not even reaching 500,000 in so many states. So they were never able to achieve or get or utilize that full tax benefit. And then we have marketing techniques. That's super, super important today, super relevant, because most people are still searching for realtors and homes online. That's where they start their journey as a home buyer. They're online. Okay, they're not on your website. They're not on various things about you need to get yourself on there. If you don't have visibility, someone's able to search your name, or if you're passing out your cards and they don't find anything about you, and it's just basically your realtor.com profile, and there's no bio and there's no picture, guess what? You're putting a presence of emptiness out in the world. So why don't you fill out your bios? Why don't you get your Coldwell Banker website updated? Why don't you put together, buy your domain name if you really want to improve and have your own website and show the cool things about you and your local community, that you have knowledge and industry experience. If you're not really investing and kind of paying attention to all the aspects of your business, you're missing out. You're missing out on opportunity. So I encourage you to come, ask questions, come with an open mind, and obviously get a free lunch as well. So thank you, Rick, for bringing that. Anything you want to share, Rick?
No, that was well said. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. And we got other classes as well. So our Arcadia Association is putting out some cool events as well. I do know they have rev up your listings. So that's really for those who really want to understand how to get more listings, and kind of just, they've been putting on a nice online channel of multiple classes and topics. CRMLS training, if you're newer or you want to learn a little bit more about shortcuts and how to improve your efficiency. I like InfoSparks. This one's focusing on InfoSparks. I'm a data person, so I really love using this tool, especially in your marketing. This is how you can use it in a lot of your postcards and track what's the average median home sales price, what's the average price per square foot. Compare that to the sales volume and what's the all the recent sales and active listings and inventory. There's a perfect retirement lifestyle. And retirement is a thing that a lot of people are approaching, especially baby boomers. But as they start getting the idea, should I retire? Should I end right now? Should I take my Social Security that I've been saving up for? There's a lot of different things that they have to understand. And you as learning these kind of lifestyles and what they enjoy, and they still need a monthly income. So, what reverse exchanges, there's a lot of different things that people can kind of understand as they approach seniors age or retirement age. And so here's a class. This is probably more of an insurance products and financial products type of class. So if you haven't taken one of them, you can go ahead and learn from there. I've recently been, because I often frequent the CAR updated website, and there's 2 frequently asked questions that I think are very nice for you to read and helpful just for you to understand, because these are 2 relevant things that are going on today. If you have any type of seller who had an expired listing, canceled listing in the past, since the past several years, there are many realtors that are calling your clients immediately after you've either canceled, expired your listing. So in that situation, I get oftentimes a call back, or some sellers complain, why did you, this and this and this, ever since this yesterday when it expired, you released our information. You gave our information to others. And they now, my inbox and my emails and my phone calls have been blown up. And for example, my sister had a property that we had on the market, expired, and she got like 200 calls in the span of 2-3 days. And she's complaining to me that and I'm like, I didn't share your phone number. This is agents. We know how to get numbers. Okay. I've taught you guys in my classes. These are things that if you're really actively into what's called generating business and calling and getting new leads, which you should be, well, sometimes you're going to have to understand that there is something called the federal do not call list. I think I want to cover a little bit of this material as a small tutorial. I'm sorry if I have to spend some time on this, but I just don't want you getting a violation / reported. They can give tickets. So the FCC regulates this, and I'm going to just share with you. If you just use that link, it's on the do not call list, do not fax, or do not email laws. These are actual guidelines for us as realtors. So how do I find the information? What is the rules? Basically, every solicitor and our industry, if you're soliciting business, which is, can I list your property for sale? Can I help you and do a better job? These are things that are called do not call rules, where the solicitor has the responsibility to scrub the do not call list. There's all these questions in here, and you're going to have to, I'm not going to go through the entire thing because this is very, very long, but I want to call a for sale by owner in response to the yard sign or classified ad. So whether you call a real estate agent to a FSBO, that falls within the scope of the do not call rules, and it depends on your purpose of your call. Some really savvy people, maybe they're involved and they know I registered for the do not call list and I have the rules and I know, and they are recording conversations or taking your name and information. And they also probably ask, what's your name again? What's your license number again? Those are red flags. When you call somebody and they ask you this stuff, they're probably trying to identify you and then later on report you, because there's an easy way for that piece consumer to report agents and can report all these people. So I'm just telling you, I don't want you to get these violations, but I know calling is part of our business. So as your broker, I'm just telling you what are the resources. Read the entire questionnaire here. I want to point you in the right direction. And I also want to point you, if you want to be on the do not call list, you must access this database. It's called telemarketing.donotcall.gov. This is how you register and check and scrub your list. You have a duty. If you are doing active prospecting calls every week, like many of the Mike Ferry trained agents are trained to do, you have to scrub your list every 31 days for people who have said and requested, take me off the list. Because if you're calling, let's say your database is 1,000 people and you're calling this 1,000 every month, and 5 of them ask to be removed from your list, you must honor their request. Okay. I'm sure if I've done it myself and I said I'm on the do not call list, I've told the consumer that called me that I'm on the do not call list, and I remind them when they called me the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th time, and I take down their information so that hopefully they fear and stop calling me. Okay. So that's one way to hopefully prevent, and share this with your clients if they want to report, because you might have lost an expired listing, but at least I can advise the client that, hey, I warn my clients too. Look, seller, I'm sorry, this is a bad market. It's overpriced. No, it's there's a lot of buyers out there. This affordability has still been an issue. We couldn't get the job done. Let's try again. But I want to remind you and advise you that there's going to be a lot of realtors that I'm not sharing your information. My company's not sharing information, but they know how to scrub for expired listings. Please take this paragraph that I'm emailing you. And if someone that is giving you a hard time, take down their company, phone number, and name, and you can report them to the first they either put themselves on the do not call registry. So if you want to get yourself on the do not call registry, how does a consumer get on there? Just go to donotcall.gov. This is a free website. You can call this phone number as well, provide your information and cell phone, and there's no cost. Okay. So your client and you get on this if you want. And there's a bunch of spam callers, robocallers, even foreigners who are calling about all this stuff. There's a lot of scams going on. So I try to get and use this to my advantage in getting them to shut up. Any questions on this? Okay. The second one I wanted to share with you is called regarding probate sales. And when I was just speaking about baby boomers, telling you that baby boomers are a large category of people that may or may not be approaching probate type of transactions if they have not recorded a will, they haven't put a family trust together, or they don't have a plan for their real estate. And the court and and then this is now a duty when there's no identified beneficiary, probate has to happen. Okay, and there's 2 types. There's types that are with or without court confirmation. And if you haven't learned this process, or you don't need to be probate certified, but you can definitely get 80 to 90% of the knowledge simply by going into this little website here and learn all of these questions about the process, what forms you need, and is there a minimum price? And also, this is applicable to you, Sylvia, there are actual types of what's called commissions that can be charged. So if you want to learn about that, you can actually talk and learn from here on the probate sales updated fact sheet. And it can tell you about what is the maximum of commissions that can be charged during a process, and how it's supposed to be split up if the court blesses a sale, even if it were to be overbid. What if that third bidder who came to the court and bid the minimum reserve above the current buyer, how does that commission get shared? What about the person that brought in their buyer and now they had lost out to that? Do they still earn a commission or not? So if you don't know that answer, you need to learn and freshen up on probate. I'd appreciate and learn, because I'm telling you that a good amount of sales, as some people start to pass, there's a lot of sickness going on. There's even dehydration going on. And there's, honestly speaking, there's probably gonna be a lot more disasters in the near future. So as we see global warming and we start seeing surprises happening that are outside our control, how do we deal with these very adverse events and environments that we're living in? You know, we should be freshening up on this process as probably more important than other certifications as well. Probate is very important, guys. So any questions on probate?
No, Calvin, thank you. Appreciate that. And you talked about dehydration as well. That's not just for us humans, it's also for our pets.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that.
Yesterday I paid almost $1,000. My dog was in emergency room for dehydration. And even though my pet is indoors and we have water, ice chips everywhere, and you know, fans going on, my pet got dehydrated. So that's extremely important.
Thank you. Moving on, if no questions on there, I'm going to continue forward on the slides. And I have some commercial classes here. I think you're seeing a lot of vacancies in many shopping centers and malls and plazas. So if you want to, those are great opportunities to really pick up and talk to and learn commercial real estate, leasing properties. A lot of landlords are not happy with their return on their investments / their rental income monthly. There's been a lot of large vacancy rates going on across the board. So definitely these concerned landlords are wanting and considering probably 1031 exchanging out of their product. Maybe they're thinking of selling. So if you haven't tapped into and tried to get a commercial listing, those are great prospects as well. So today's market update from CAR was written on August 15th, 2 days ago. And the latest CPI report gave some sense and softening that inflation or rapid inflation is softening. Okay, so it's decelerating at the moment. Still high, still prevalent around. Prices don't seem to be going down, but it's not inflating at such a high speed and velocity. So the consumer's purchasing power is hindered by these high price of goods. And these services across the board are going up. It's also true in the housing market. So only 16% of California households can afford to purchase the median priced home. Only 16%. Okay, that's such a sad number that Californians who've been here a long time and wish to the dream of home ownership, and it's even further out of reach than ever. So I'm telling you, this is causing a slowdown industry-wide. So the average rate on a 30-year fixed rate, we got several lenders here. Martin, you know what the what's the rates today? Anything going on in terms of
well, thanks, Calvin. It's good to see you. Yeah, I mean, rates, they've been fairly, sort of steady over the past, since mid-June. or so. They haven't been going up, going down too much. Obviously, they go up and down a little bit every day. Today's not a good day. Market's down about 30 bips, which is not good for rates. But, you know, last time I priced out a loan, I think yesterday, 30-year fixed, no points. I think it was like 5.125, you know, for someone with good credit.
No points,
So-
5.125, good credit. I mean, that's still attractive. 5%, 5.1% is still below what was going on in 2007, 2006, 2005. That's
Yeah.
below those rates before. So that's attractive. I appreciate, thank you for sharing that, Martin. I mean,
You're
to
welcome.
me,
bro.
these things, you know, I like to, you know, if people are saying the rates are so high, I try to like break things apart, or I tell them and show them to them, hey, look at the payment. Because the payment is something and a way to, you know, make things swallow that information a little bit easier. And okay, if they have a 30-year loan and this and this, and they look at the payment and go, that's still too high at 5.1%, 5.125. Well, consider this, maybe do, you know, maybe we do a 15-year loan. Okay, the payment's higher, but you're actually paying less interest. And it depends on their situation. You could talk them, spread it out to 40 years, and that'll bring their payment down too. There's that options as well. So, or increasing their down payment, or, and like I told you before, maybe check out Cal HFA's program as well. But we're starting to see pricing go down. And the last piece of advice I always give to realtors is not only is the pricing falling and you can find values right now, you can find deals 50K under that asking price, or even further if you're a great negotiator. But even though you can get a price that's more attractive and then still the rates seem to be high for that borrower, these rates are never forever. They can always refinance 3 to 5 years later on, or whenever the situation and the environment for lending is more favorable and the cost is a bit better, then great. Then take advantage of it. They only have to suck it up for 3, 5, 7 years, depending on that time frame. So if you want to check out the market minute readings here, I'm just going to give you the headlines. Let me start sharing that screen. So is this the bottom of the market, or is this just a temporary dip? And so with rates going through and we see rates that were nearly 6% fall down to maybe just 5.22% in the latest week. Or if you're getting a better rate with Martin or Rick, you could probably get a better rate than them. The market continues to see some ebbs and flows. But remember, and just keep in mind, everything is all relative. We just came down from the hottest peak periods in the ever history of the US. So the rate of acceleration of all the rates of the prices of homes is not only just cooling down, it accelerated way too quick. So that's really now why we're seeing this softening and cool down. So the affordability is the lowest in the last 15 years. So despite prices being high and interest rates high, we're starting to see that affordability continue to be, I mean, California's always been talking about affordability. This has been something for the past 9 years, is talking and trying to address how do we get more homes or more inventory because everything's so expensive. So consumer confidence in the housing market slightly is better. There's some people who are now open to the ideas as well, you know, to, hey, the sentiment of consumers. I mean, they want to buy, it's just affordability. But we're looking at these, you know, a lot of people who are putting their property on the market for sale. And it's kind of softening also the time period because now the school year is starting to begin. A lot of the children going back to schools and the motivation of that getting into a better neighborhood is less attractive and less, I guess, achievable at this moment in time right now for many people. So they're postponing it to next year, waiting to another time. Home builder confidence is very low. There's a lot of builders who are just worried. They're in high fears and high concern mode right now. They might be postponing their phases, or they're not maybe taking on more risk. So that's something that you should keep in mind. They're still very great to approach and show your clients these new builders homes, because you can negotiate with a lot of these builders right now. They don't have the leverage like they used to. So the CPI index for July, inflation in July rose 8.5% from a year ago. But you know, just talking, we're showing some signs that the inflation is less. So that's the market minute. Let's get on to our new listings. Any questions? Any comments?
I just like to say, Kelvin, great job as usual. Thank you for all the information.
Okay. I have one more. Sorry, I don't like to talk so much, but this is actually important. I read this article recently from NAR, and this is going on a lot. These are actual case interpretations regarding and related to Article 16. Remember I talked to you about that do not call list and about agents saying, I'm trying to get your listing from you behind your back. There's so many realtors out there that follow, let's say the 180 days or the 6 months, because a lot of realtors get listings at around 180 days. Well, they know maybe at 170 days that this listing is expiring, they're going to call these sellers and try to call me after your listing expires. I'd be happy to help you with better services. I got a bunch of buyers in my database. I do better service. I'm a professional. I know this and this and that. And they're going to try to persuade your seller to talk and give them a listing after you expire with them. Well, I'm going to talk to you, and this is this exact case. This is a case study called 16.2. It kind of was back in 1988, and they revised it several times. Back in 2017 is the most recent time. But if you have 180, let's say you have an exclusive listing, and the commercial property, there's no for sale sign on there. The landlord says, and the owner says, yeah, I don't want my tenants to know I'm selling, but Realtor B, you could sell my property, list it, get me a buyer. But after Realtor B has no activity, which is going on today, a lot of us are not getting the offers that the seller loves to see. So in this situation, Realtor C calls mid period. Oh, I see. Yeah, you have a property that's available. No offers? That's so surprising. I mean, I got a lot of buyers looking for commercial property, just like yours. You know, you should work with me whenever it's time ready, when you expire. So this was sent over as a complaint. And the seller says something like, I was impressed by Realtor C's assurance of superior service. And the client says and told Realtor B, I know you want to renew your listing, but I haven't gotten any good offers with you in the last 180 days. I decided to give another shot with another realtor tomorrow. So Realtor B files a complaint. The grievance committee hears this, the professional standards, it gets and reviews the ethics violations, and they do find that Realtor C violated Article 16 by failing to respect exclusive agency. During the period of time, if you are in this situation, I'm a broker, I'm just going to tell you, if this seller and you called and you scrubbed the list and you said, hi seller, I wanted to offer services. Oh, wait, you're still under an exclusive listing. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was just actually calling San Gabriel Properties and I happened to come across your property. My sincere apologies. If you have your property listed under another broker, I respect, I respect the code of ethics. So please, this is just a solicited call on a different matter. Now, if you have a situation, that's what you're supposed to do. If you hear and that the client says that they have an exclusive listing, you should not be saying, call me after your listing expires. That technically is a violation. But you could say things like, I apologize. I didn't know you're under a contract. And this is the advice from the peering panel. Upon learning that your status of an exclusive agent, you should just say, I would love to cooperate with your broker. I do have a bunch of clients in my database. What I said was true. And I do have a buyer database of a lot of people, qualified buyers. And I will talk to your agent and see if I have any potential offers or buyers that are interested in your property. That is the way to save it if you are in this situation. Okay. There's another case study here. So I don't want to go through all of these case studies, but I think it's really interesting to read past violations, read articles on people who have gotten in trouble, so that way we don't get these case studies against us. Any questions on that? All right, let's get into our new listings and sales. So just wanted to share with you, there's still a lot of social media has returned. We have our bunch of things going on, and very excited to see and share that a lot of our production is starting to proceed and pick up again. It was slow during May, June, but I'm seeing a lot of you guys a lot more engaged right now. Now that sellers have kind of have an understanding that the market has shifted. So there's some cool things to really share, and a lot of news to go out and talk to your clients and give them a market update every single month. A lot of these clients love to hear your opinions slash what our foots are in the ground. So they want to hear from us what's going on in our local areas. Michael Liu and Nancy Liu have a new listing. Very, very excited to share their $800,000 property in San Gabriel, 3 beds, 2 baths on a pretty large size, 6,983 square foot home, lot size. So talk to them if you got a client who's looking for a little remodel, fix and flip. We have 2553 Brighton Street in Rosemead. This is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2158 square feet in the city of Rosemead. Really beautiful property. I visited last week, met the owner, nice lady. This is nice property that has very good income potential. If you have a client that has extended family, or you want people who want to live in one and rent out another space of the property, this is perfectly suited. It's the lowest price per square foot for a single family in Rosemead. So this is the best value you're going to find, and it's in good shape. So talk to Anis if you have any clients looking for a good value. This could qualify for 1031 exchange, guys. Singh just has a recent price reduction on his commercial lease. This property is $1,800 per month. That's a very low rate for a retail location. Only $1.36 per square foot. I believe this is also sharing a two tenant shopping plaza. One of them is with Metro by T-Mobile, and I think the other one is the flower shop. So talk to Singh if you have anyone looking for that or for sale. This property is for lease and for sale. Kayla has 308 Primrose Avenue, unit number F in Alhambra. Very excited for Kayla. She's been doing great. She's got several leases available. This one's in Alhambra for $2,200 per month. You can go get this front unit or unit number F. Kayla has another Alhambra lease as well for $2,350 per month. 228 Olive Avenue, A110 in Alhambra. Great location, only a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's talk to her if you have anyone interested in leasing that property out. And for closers, we have Angela Tsai. She has 111 Orange Grove Boulevard, number 207, Pasadena. This condo sold at $988,000. And this is what's formerly known as Millionaires Row in Pasadena, where great location, great price, $1 million for the 1,700 square foot. Congrats to her and for Milton. Excited for him. 541 Howard Street, Pasadena. He sold this property with a 2-bed, 1-bath, craftsman style home, $916,500, single family in Pasadena. Congrats, buddy, to also my man Glenn O. Young. 1123 West Donington Street in Glendora. Gorgeous, gorgeous picture, especially with all the color. I love these twilight photos and really showing off this private luxury home with 3,400 square feet with a giant 40,000 lot, sold for 1.863 million. So this is a great property. I'm very excited for him. And Lois Billings, she's got some great value for only 262,000. You can still get a single family in Riverside. 2-bed, 1-bath, still a decent 960 square foot, decent lot. Just got to fix it up, and you can really spend for 262,000. I mean, depending on the rental rate for the area, that's a very attractive price. Even if I had to spend 75,000 to improve it, if I can get an attractive rental rate, this is a no-brainer for positive cash flow. Henry Liu has 5738 Agnes in Temple City. This nice single family just leased out for 4,300 per month. So talk to Henry if you got anyone else for that. Oh, this is near my parents' house. This is 9120 Youngdale Street, San Gabriel. 1526 square foot single family home sold for 1.22 million. Glenn's on fire. Very excited and congrats to him. And our Jerry Ho, he's got 400 Acacia Avenue, Suite B30. This Fullerton condo sold at 353,000. Only 677 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Not too large, but the nice price. Mei Jing Shi, she's got this manufactured mobile home in Apple Valley, closed. I remember her, she's asking a lot of questions about manufactured / mobile home process, gave her a lot of insight. Very happy to see this finally closed on time. And, in speaking just to you as a broker to agents, this was one situation where one day early, because we represented the seller, we let the buyer have access one day early. The buyer asked it, can I clean one day earlier? Can I wanted to do some stuff to the property, clean the surfaces, measure. And Sabrina's a nice, sweet lady. So she asked the owner, got permission. Sure, no problem. Your deposit's in, your wire funding is set up. Okay, great. Okay, no problem. One day early, that's not a big deal. Oh man, something happened. So anyway, just letting you know, in the one day early, obviously when there's cleaning going on, there's usage of water. And when there's usage of water going on, there's potentially you find discovery of leaks, or especially in a drought and the heat wave that we've had. And when there's not a lot of water being used, or the heat wave is causing stress on plastics, PVC material, plumbing, you name it, heat definitely deteriorates the age and lifespan of many usable things in our house. So anyway, spring small leak happened and occurred. HOA reported the issue, and we're resolving the issue. But I'm just letting you know, guys, there's never ever any good things that usually could happen by giving someone access to the property early before they're closing. What positive thing can you think of besides maybe getting a $100 per diem? Oh, well, but we'll pay you $100 per day to get early access. Is that okay? It's not worth $100, guys, to give them that, to get that per diem. Nancy has her hand up. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I think according to contract, it's always you deliver the key when it's closed. I have a lot of people that call us say, "Oh, we're closing today. Can you, because my client wants to move in and stuff." And I had one that the day before closing, it was a bungalow in Alhambra. The porch caught on fire.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
and they were in there. Whose insurance going to pay for that? They were in there moving in early that day, and then the patio caught on fire. Whose insurance is going to pay for that?
It's the current owner, the seller, who, if it hasn't recorded yet, it's
Right.
the current owner that's
Exactly.
liable for the
But
insurance.
the agent said the current owner doesn't want to be liable. So you don't have a lease contract, you don't have anything, so the current owner is stuck with fixing it. And
Yeah,
it was
They're gonna not only have to pick up the bill, they gotta fix it because they have to return it to original condition. It's gonna delay the escrow.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have to consult with their attorney and they're gonna sue the agents as well for allowing such activity to happen, and they might not even have gotten the seller's permission. That's where I bet you many agents fail to ask for their permission. Do you mind if the buyer goes early and this and this and this, or they did it verbally and they have no evidence that the seller granted this permission?
There was another,
And
was
the
another-
advice, go ahead, Nancy.
there was another incident in Arcadia. They let the buyer move in the stuff into the garage, which was a detached garage. The next day they say somebody stole their stuff. Okay. I mean, these things, I mean, I've been through, this is 40 some years in the business, and it's never a good idea. One day, nobody's going to get in trouble. I mean, one day is going to make a difference. So they say they had their electrical equipment, their tools got stolen from the garage. So, you know, whether it's true or not, but we got another insurance, another problem that it was a nightmare.
So there's a lot of things going on. And then if you were that agent, I'm curious, does anyone know what to do in that situation? If you were that agent, that buyer moved in one day early, all their furniture, because they had to get it out of the last home this day, and then everyone, how would you guys address the situation?
First of all, it wouldn't be me because I wouldn't do it, but it's messy. It's just very messy, no matter how you see it. What about breaking your ankle as well? As you're there at the property, just putting stuff in a detached garage that you got permission on.
Okay. So detached garage, stuff is there, it gets stolen, and then boom, escrow closes the next day, right?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, there is some things that I would say. Number one, there's a form for it. CAR has a form for prepossession just for furniture only. And it says that this is at the buyer's risk and liability on that form. So I would have had that form and say, oh, you're making a request from me. Oh, you want to step on my sellers on my time and add liability to my seller? No. But if you really need this and you're going to give us a per diem, whatever it is, then if I can get my seller to agree to this, I need you to submit this form to me that you've advised your client and they're taking the risk and they have their insurance policy in place. Okay. Have them get their insurance policy one day earlier in place. Okay. That way, when it comes down to close of the event occurs or stolen, or let's say the insured person goes to the property the day of close of escrow, the day after, they're insured at that moment in time. So hopefully that's the day of the incident that they hopefully don't have knowledge on. And the insured person goes in because maybe the spouse went to the property and found out that it was all stolen at the evening. But the insured person comes in and says, I just discovered this today. I'm getting my keys and I'd like to file a claim on day 2 or 3 of my policy. It's possible, but I'm not here to advise on insurance fraud or this and this and that. But you're supposed to date the date of loss. And I don't know how that applies when you are not within the policy period. So it's better just to get the policy adjusted one day earlier. Okay.
Hello,
right,
Kevin, can I have one question?
Yes, Julia.
It's talking about closing, about sale. How about the lease? Sometimes I really happen to meet this kind of situation. Some tenants say, how about give me 2 days? I can move in some stuff earlier than the lease start. So
Whether you're dual agent or whether you're representing tenant side or landlord side, again, it's never a good idea. And I can never see one good thing positive that could happen in the event of allowing early access, whether it's a sale, even if it's prepossession for a rental. I don't mind granting 2 days access early to take measurements, to walk on the property and do can I quickly check again or take a look at the bathroom or the orientation. That's fine to walk them through the property and gain access, but never to transfer and deliver possession, keys, or storage. Not a great idea. So no, I wouldn't. What can you tell me one positive thing besides, oh, your client saying thank you for honoring and giving me extra 2 days? What positive can you get out of this from either side?
Nothing good.
Okay.
Nothing
So,
good.
so if that happens, still can use the form, early possession form?
There is a form for it. Yes, PPN,
Okay.
pre-possession notice.
Yeah, it happened to me. Some tenants say garage, just
happened
use the
because you
garage
let
to
it-
move
it-
in some stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
I
let-
remember you talked to me and I gave you the form and I advise you if this is something
Okay.
that has to happen, then and whatnot.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
that's just to me, nothing beneficial can happen. The only thing that happened right now is we're just, knock on wood, we're just lucky that nothing disastrous or disaster or accident happened during those 2 days of risk. So we're just basically, we're rolling the dice. Okay, we're gambling. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Calvin,
I had another, yeah, who's this? Oh, wait.
that was me.
Hi, Neelafar.
Hello, Calvin. Actually, if somebody wants to do measurement, there is a final walkthrough. They can do it through that rather than giving him any access after that. I wouldn't allow him to occupy before.
Yeah, I
That's
never
my
lay
idea.
occupy. The only thing I say is it's okay to walk through it and gain access through measurements or the final walkthrough period. Yeah, that's the only ability or advisable to ensure the property is still in the same condition as it was in the original purchase. But great, that's a good point. Never giving and transferring keys, never storage. Okay, not even if they're being compensated, because who gets that compensation? Okay, not you. Who gets the liability? You. Okay, me. All right. So let's move on to the slides. All right, Daniel, congrats on your closing. This is 210 Monterey Street, number 211, Alhambra, for only $480,000 for a newer construction senior condominium. Helen Ma, congrats on your lease. 13409 Temple Avenue in La Puente, $3,100 per month. And wow, that's pretty high for this area. Michael Paris, oh, congrats for his closing. 176 Hearst Avenue, Ventura. I want to share something about Michael because he did something incredible for this one. There's a property that was listed probably $200,000 below market value. So it was low price, multiple offers. He comes in with his client and writes an offer, gets a multiple counter offer back. And with his style of negotiations, the multiple offer sellers says, return your best and final within 3 days. Do you know what he did? He says, thank you for your multiple counter offer. My client is very interested. We're gonna shorten our due diligence periods. We're also gonna remove our loan contingency because we're gonna actually go ahead and proceed to purchase with cash if you accept our offer. And basically it's negotiating, but my offer expires in 2 days. Okay. And he called them up and says, I'm going to give you my best and final. I'm going to go ahead and give you this and this and this and do everything that should be beneficial for seller favorable terms. But my offer expires before your deadline. Okay. Guess what? He calls the agent and he says, we're true on this. Make it happen if you can. If I'm going to give you this price and I'm going to give you this and this, and I'm going to do this for you to make this transaction pretty much a slam dunk for you. Listing agent, call your seller and see if they will entertain my offer after I present it to you. He did that. The listing agent says, well, if you give me all those great terms, my job's easier. I'll call them. He called them up and he beat all of the other multiple offer competition by shortening his own deadline and then making a phone call. It's called negotiation, guys. Is it allowed for a seller to accept an offer before a best and final deadline? Absolutely, a seller can do that. Okay. Congrats to Danny Estremera, 9722 Camulos, Montclair. This 3-bedroom, 2.5 single family sold for $715,000. Nancy, is your hand still up or no? Okay. So congrats to Danny. He's working hard. He's a teacher and now it's the school year. So his real estate side job is now ended. But I'm excited for him. He got several sales in during this summer. hopefully you guys are getting your sales in by the end of the year. All right, guys, any questions on anything? I'm sorry, if I missed anything, any coming soon? Any new business you guys want to share, promote? Okay, well, very, very excited to conclude today's sales meeting with you all. Thank you for sticking in to the very end. You guys are incredible, amazing Dynasty Realtors. I know you're professionals because you guys are here regularly. So I appreciate you and all the affiliates for your support. For those of you getting sick or for those of you getting back to school, I just want to wish you and your family a great time. While I'm going to be in Hawaii, if you have anything pressing, talk to me this week while I'm still here. Make an appointment with me. I'll be happy to talk to you, go through anything and going on in your business from now to next week. But if you still need me, you can call, text me, and I'll get back to you as soon as practicable. And other than that, you enjoy your week, guys.